Hear that sound? That's the tightened paper over the frame of the stabilizer. It turned out pretty well. Nice and tight, no wrinkles. Round edges clean. Nice and straight, didn't warp when it dried. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing I'm going to do is to seal it, and I use this stuff to seal it. Just give it a light coat on both sides, let it dry. That waterproofs it to an extent. You need to protect it against moisture, or the paper will sag again. You'll lose your tautness on that surface. So now I have the rudder and stabilizer completed, and that will fit on the fuselage, something like this. So it's coming along. I'm working now, bouncing back over to the landing gear situation, because I have to have that all ironed out before I start to cover the fuselage with paper. And once the fuselage is covered with paper, I don't have as easy an access to working inside as you could imagine. So one of the things that I did was rig this with kite string, and I found that the kite string was too thick, had too much friction. So I had to go back to the black thread, and you can see it right down here. I found some black polyester thread, and it, tensile strength, it was pretty strong. It took me a while before I could break it, so I'm thinking that I'm going to go with that. So I've got it run up here to the rubber band hook, knotted and glued to that hook, going through the little eyelets on these two formers, and then running up to the back of the T-bar, knotted and hooked. And the T-bar is now cemented in place so that its two arms extend and will hopefully engage the axles on the landing gear. And the way that it happens is that when you're winding, these two T-bars slacken. They come down in this position, and the hook for the rubber band comes forward when you tighten the rubber band. So that's a tightened position. And as the rubber band plays out and this slackens, the T-bar moves up, moves back, and releases the landing gear. So I'm working on that aspect of the strut and axle interface, which I'm still having to figure out a few challenges there before I can do a final covering of the fuselage and a final assembly.